morning, dear listeners. Today we come to a new episode of the podcast Age Ontology, based on my book with the same title, Age Ontology, which is a compendium of many different wisdom teachings leading to a state of timelessness, or liberation from time and conditions. Today we come to the podcast about the doctrine of mind only in the Mahayana Buddhist tradition. In another school of the Mahayana Buddhist traditions, we find a doctrine called the mind only, or Chittamatra, and it's also called the doctrine of consciousness. This tenet systems asserts that there is no such things as external phenomena. And all these schools are based on a statement of the Buddhas, which states all the three words of existence are mind only. This is expressed mainly in the Buddhist scriptures of the Lankavatara Sutra, but also other sutras teachings. And in this, mind is a non-dual and self-aware consciousness, is regarded as an absolute reality. So it's a mind only. It's a very big subject, and we're not going to go through all of it because it's quite a big subject. But we're just going to introduce what is asserted in this philosophical or tenet system of school in Buddhism. More information can be found in the book, obviously. So basically, the mind only says that when we see something like a table, we see something that does not exist separately from the visual consciousness to which it appears. So when several people see a table at the same time, each person is basically experiencing the ripening of the tendencies or causes and conditions of the karma seeds, or the collective karmas, in his own or her own mental continuum. It is not that each person is seeing a common table out there. Nevertheless, the table is findable, and everyone can point to the same table in terms of each person experience. Basically, it means that the same people have the same causes and conditions to see the same thing, which is not a thing that exists in itself outside the mind which perceives it. It's not so easy it is to understand, but in the visual conditions of the form of a table, the visual form and the consciousness seeing it share the same source, which is the ground of the mind. So according to this tenet system of the Buddhist tradition, there is nothing but consciousness or mind itself that appears externally to be things or living beings, and internally it's a self-perceiving entity. So since objects which appear out there are nothing but mind itself, what we regard as reality is an illusory manifestation of the same mind. And to conclude, we just mention another important feature of this system is the concept of the 8 types or aspects of consciousness. I've already described this in my previous book, The 7 Laws of Reality and Being, and also in this book I'm also describing this. So just to give you a very brief introduction, there are 8 aspects of consciousness which are described in the mind-only tradition, and this should be understood as different aspects of the mind, of the same mind, of ordinary sentient beings, not yet awakened to the truth of reality, and that these are not separate entities but just aspects functioning in different ways, and they shape the external or internal reality in different ways. So in general, in Buddhist tradition scriptures, we speak about 5 aspects of consciousness, 5 sensory consciousness plus a mental consciousness. But in this tradition, in this tenet system of the Mahayana mind only, 2 more aspects of consciousness are added, to the five. One is the afflicted mind or ego grasping consciousness, and the last one and very important one is the storehouse or ground consciousness. This ground consciousness is very important because it's the functionings of the consciousness that shapes the reality itself by continuing gathering seeds or karmic seeds or causes and conditions which manifests as the appearing or illusory world which we perceive. Now, there is much more information in the book if you're interested, and this is a very interesting, big, vast topic, the mind-only school in the Mahayana Buddhist traditions, and I've tried in the book to summarize it, but you can also find some more detailed information in my other book, The Seven Laws of Reality and Being. And this is all for today. I will put a link in the comment to the book, just in case you're interested. Thank you very much for listening.